Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Monday, March 25th, 2024. Let's find out what's going on the beginning of the new trading week. Monetary policy meeting minutes from Bank of Japan have been released overnight, so that's the first very important event for today. Then we got some data from the USA just at the beginning of the New York session. Building permits is the one of the key one, and of course the FOMC member Bostic speech. Manufacturing sales are scheduled for release at 1:30 as well, and new home sales are scheduled for release from the US at 3 o'clock. So we can see some kind of a data from the house market in the US. Mostly manufacturing sales are from Canada. Then we got the data from the Bank of England MPC member. Mann will give a speech. So another interesting thing here at 3:15. 2-year note auction from the US is scheduled for release at 6 o'clock, and at 7:30 we got German Buba Balz to give some speech. So at the beginning of the new trading week, let's just find out what is going on majors. Euro-dollar 4-hour chart is showing us the deterioration towards the demand zone again, and the lower line of the demand zone is 1.0795, and the market hit this level and slightly bounced, as you can see, towards the intraday technical resistance located at 1.0835. So this is the situation on the euro dollar. We are now moving somewhere around this level here, 1.0835. That's the intraday technical resistance. We are out of the channel, so we can get rid of the channel. We don't need it anymore because that was the corrective channel, remember, A, B and C wave. Supply zone is way ahead of the current market. We can have some sort of the trend line here. There's nothing wrong with this. From the top of the March 8th through the highs of the March 13, we got this trend line on a 4-hour chart placed, but as you can see, we got some kind of a fake breakout here. Didn't work that well. Market reverse, and it's still under the bearish pressure. It looks like we have completed 1, 2, maybe 3, slightly about. What about the 4? 1, 2. It's not that clear here as an impulsive wave to the downside. Maybe some sort of the A, B and C to the upside. So we got the wave 2 here, but it's still kind of a dodgy, and that decline lower would be like a continuation of the impulsive wave progression. However, this situation here doesn't actually looks very impulsive. It looks more and more corrective as well, because too many waves are overlapping. Nevertheless, momentum is negative. Momentum is weak. So the bears are in charge of the market. They might push the market way below the demand zone, and that would be a kind of a interesting, because as you can see, we've been bouncing from this line and from the zone many times before. So it's an important one. This demand zone is important one. So any breakout below would likely expose 1.0734, and that's roughly around 65 pips lower. Of course, the swing low is still located at 1.0697, so it's still kind of a way towards this level. However, please notice the fact that we can get there if the momentum would accelerate even lower. There's still a room here on the momentum on the 4-hour chart. We are just being pushed back from the demand zone, but any breakout would extend the drop lower and lower. Okay, pound. British pound didn't do the movement to the upside impulsive wave. It made only 3 waves. So instead of the, let me just zoom in, instead of the A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, we got A, B and C, which is corrective, and then the market reversed. Brilliant move to the downside. We can see 1, 2, 3, that's a 3 wave to the downside. So it's A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, and there is a wave C to the downside for the British pound that awaits. Let me just remove the First of all, lower channel line. We don't need anymore because we broke below the lower channel line, so it's not really something that we find necessary to have. Then this line is pretty extensive, because as you can see, we almost hit this this trend line again. If you don't remember what this trend line is, let me just zoom out, and you can see that's an internal trend line that provided plenty of the resistance in the past, and now it's being tested as well. I mean, it was tested as well again on the 4-hour chart. So what is going on here? First of all, supply zone and bearish engulfing are far away from the current price level, so let me just skip it and move it lower. Local low was made at the level of 1.2574, and now the price is consolidating just after the breakout below the technical support, which might be just beginning of the further movement to the downside. Okay, this trend line is not really necessary. However, this local trend line, if we place it here, let me just change the color for, I don't know, black. It doesn't actually matter, and make it thicker. You have the low of the swing here. Swing low is here, first point, and now after so many days we got the reaction on this line eventually. Okay, so this is the situation with the trend line. We are consolidating around this trend line. Long-term support. Okay, let me just move this long-term support. Sorry, key short-term support. It was made somewhere around here. Okay, so let me just, there you go. It looks something like that. So we are still above the key short-term support. Nevertheless, with this kind of the momentum, it might change very quickly. Momentum is negative, hits the extremely oversold conditions, but it doesn't actually bounce that much. If we extend the drop towards 1.2535, 1.2518, and the swing low at 1.2499, and we break below, then key short-term support is next for the bears to test. And with this kind of a momentum to the downside, it's quite possible we will get there. Okay, we got some monetary policy meeting minutes from the Bank of Japan. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart of the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. We got the swing high located roughly around the level of 152. So the point for this movement to the upside, the exact swing height was 151.87. We pulled back a little bit towards the 50 periods moving average. We are consolidating around the moving average, but still above the last swing high and the swing high from the previous month. Okay, so remember, we had this deterioration here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to the upside was done. Impulsive wave here towards the extremely overbought market conditions. Now we're coming off the extremely overbought market conditions, consolidating, but not actually moving that much to the downside, which means the uptrend is still strong, and we might reverse to the upside and continue the up move anytime now. Only a sustained breakout below first 150.24 towards the level of 149.22 might change the short-term outlook for more bearish. Otherwise, the outlook is bullish. New highs are coming for the US dollar to Japanese yen. What is gold doing? The gold market made another swing high located at 2,222. We spoke about it. Okay, so let me just mark it here. So that's the swing high, very big pin bar here. Big upper shadow. Pressure is coming on the base, which is why we got this deterioration. Kind of a haramish patternish inside bearish pattern, candlestick pattern was made here for a few hours. Maybe low liquidity after this spike to the upside added a little bit uncertainty for the further market movements, but eventually we got the deterioration lower around $2,165 per ounce of the gold. We are below 50 and 100 periods moving average. We are still we are below 50 and but above the 100 periods moving average. We are above the key short-term technical support, this blue line, and because it's blue, let me just change it to green, so there is no doubt where is the technical support. Why here? Because there is a spike high from the from the last attempt of the making the all-time high. It was successful, yeah, 2143. So the outlook for the gold is still bullish, and we should see another resumption of the uptrend soon. Last but not least, the Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing on the 4-hour chart? Well, we got our next target for boost still on chart. The next target for boost is $75,000, okay? But just recently we've done this ABC movement to the downside with the low of 60,745. Then we have the movement to the upside, ABC to the downside. Now we are most likely creating another uptrend resumption. If we break above 68,936, most likely the uptrend will be continued towards the last swing high, all-time high, weekly high, monthly high, quarterly high. You know what I mean, 74,859. And if this level is violated, 75,000 is the next one. Momentum is strong, momentum is positive, looking very good for bulls. Please prepare for another rally on Bitcoin coming very, very soon. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. So take care and bye-bye.